Hey, we're live again. Round two. It is gonna be a day of streaming. I'll tell you that. So far, it has been really good. I gotta say, this is probably the best campaign launch I've had as far as just enjoyment. Like my stress levels have been really good. And I don't know. At some point, you just kind of get used to like this is how campaign days are. But I am having a ton of fun with this. Part of it too, because the book is finished. So we're gonna get into it, and maybe we'll see some familiar faces. Maybe we'll see some new faces now that we're at a slightly different time. I am going to. I better make sure people know that we are streaming as well on Twitter, so they can find us. In the meantime, though, I'm gonna say hello again. Round two, Hosu, you're back. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday, May 25th. Hope your day is going well. So far, fantastic. And I hope your day is going well as well. Roland's here. What you just live? Yeah. I was on with live from the bunker, sci-fi for me. I stopped, had some lunch. My son actually got an award at school today, 2 awards at school today. I was like, are they just giving out awards right and left? No, he did some good stuff at school. So that feels good. So we had some lunch and I'm back at it streaming. I'll be streaming tonight on another YouTube channel, Dojo Kun Comics. But for now, I'm gonna go live and obviously we're gonna have skits on a little bit later, talk about their campaign launch, and I have ingredients to make a Dracula themed dirty soda. This one's hopefully will taste good, or the attempt is that it should taste good. The video I'm posting tomorrow, oh, that that was intentionally disgusting, but it's something to consider. I went to the post office and pharmacy in the meantime. Oh, perfect. getting your chores done. It was fun. I'm always amazed every time I go on to sci-fi for me, because their content is just he's so professional about it. It's like a radio show. He has the right transitions and everything. He's so professional. He has questions planned out ahead of time. Basically, the exact opposite of what I do on my own channel. But it's all good. Still fun all the same. I think you can see my light. The little light makes a big difference, actually. Eric says, I'll be free in a little bit. Yeah, no worry. I will be around. All right. So if you're at work, wherever you're at, we're gonna talk about some things, just be entertaining a little bit, but also gonna show you some new stuff I haven't shown before, which are some trading card art. It's all finished. I wasn't kidding about that. And so it should be fun. Sourcast, it could be. When I get stressed out, I guess sugar is a thing. So I did get some sour when I was getting stuff for the soda. I thought I need more sugar. Why? I don't know. It's it's just what happens. That's very kind of you. Say appreciate it. Yeah, no, seriously though, you do run a great show. Ara's here. Hello all. All right. Excuse me. No, I'm not inviting people. I'm sharing screen. And we're gonna go here. Here we are. Back to the campaign. Here's an update. We have crossed the 100 backers mark in just a few hours. The day is still young, so it's feeling pretty good. We're moving along, hitting that. Really, that next goal is to hit that $8,000 dollar mark. That'll be well before we hit 200 backers, which is fantastic. So I really appreciate everyone that has backed so far. This is what it all comes down to. It's crazy. You spend all of this time preparing a comic book for publication. There's so much work behind the scenes, and this is what it all comes down to: is the actual campaign. This is what makes all of that possible. So it's very exciting. Yeah. Amanda B says, "Yum." Yeah, it's gonna be the soda that I'm doing today. I'll give you a little teaser. So it's going to be I looked up a recipe. I don't know the exact proportions, so we're gonna guess on that. It's going to be Code Red Mountain Dew, because it's red for Dracula blood. It's going to have pina colada in it. I wasn't gonna go pina colada, but that was the best red one, I think. So we're gonna try pina colada again. and then it has whipped cream in it mixed into it. So we're gonna try it. I'm gonna have my wife try it too. She does not want to be on camera, but she's gonna try it and give you her opinion so you can have a more balanced opinion. I'm just not a massive pina colada fan, but I will try it for Dracula. That's what it's for. Tomorrow, the teaser is I'm gonna be posting a video. What soda do you think I possibly used to promote Dracula? Uh, it was Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. That's all I'll tell you right now. There's a lot more to it, but that was the soda we based it off of, and oof, it was something. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's lunchtime. I'm hungry. Oh, lunchtime. Aha. I see what you did there. All right, so this is why we're here. We're gonna have skits on later. I'm gonna show you some trading cards. So posted the link. Don't forget to share it out to wherever you're at on social media. Let people know. I mean, share the stream too if you'd like, and we'll get the word spread about Dracula. Here's what I want to show you. Let's skip across first. This is always good to see on launch day. This is Indiegogo, and we are the #1 campaign right now trending. It doesn't, it's not dollars raised or anything like that. It's just that there's a lot of movement happening here with Clint Stoker's Dracula. So thank you. We've passed $6,000. Does that reflect it over here? It is not. That means I got to refresh this. Look at that. 105 backers. We crossed $6,000. Heck yes. I'm so happy about this. That puts us at the top of the list here, the top of the heap. Lots of great campaigns up right now. Skits is still on page 1, and we're going to be talking to them as well today. They'll be on in about an hour, and we'll talk to them. But yeah, always good to see us up here trending on Indiegogo. That'll get more eyes on the project. Crazy day for launches too, because King Cryptid's launching later tonight. All right, so this is what I want to show you. Let's open up this trading cards. All right, so I have some trading cards. It's okay if you see this, right? I'll just let's do the small one. So let me preface this by saying these trading cards, the intention behind this is I said to Henry Ponciano, what I want you to do is Dracula throughout the ages, because he lives forever. He's existed, in Transylvania, which is Romania in current day. He has existed through time in my world. And so I said, pick some points throughout history that you can have Dracula show up. That's what I want the trading card set to be about. So here we go. I think this first one here is the modern day. So we'll go there. This is like Dracula 2020, I'd call it, with the COVID mask. I was actually really going to lean into it being 2020 during COVID. When I first started telling the story or first started putting something together, I changed my mind because I don't know about you all, but I am just sick of COVID in general. I don't even like talking about it. I don't want to read a story about it. So my Dracula story has nothing at all to do with COVID. It stopped being interesting. But here is modern day Dracula. For a trading card, I think that is okay. I mean, the symbolism here that he is among us. He could be anywhere. That's pretty cool. All right, card number 2. Let's see. Fantastic. Is it like a 1930s? Like, yeah, see? I don't know if you can see that super well, but that turned out really good. He's like a gangster on a Dracula's castle, all the bats, all those little eyes too. How much effort he put. I got to say, for a trading card set, usually you get the figure and sort of like some super rough background or just a color. He actually went through and did quite a bit of detail on these, which is, it's fun to see. And it gets even more so as we get going here. Let's see. What's this one? Nope, same one. Number 3, copy small. Oh, open it on the wrong screen. There we go. This one, it is among my favorite. I'm not sure if it's this one or the last one you haven't seen yet. This is Industrial Revolution, clearly, based off the the background here, so it sort of hints at that. Super dramatic. This could be a cover. It wouldn't work for my particular Dracula story because it's dated for this time period. But for Dracula throughout the ages, this is, I mean, perfect. Really good stuff. Yeah, Industrial Revolution. You got light bulbs hanging around. Lots of effort into the backgrounds here, which is above and beyond. I mean, Henry killed it. He did a fantastic job. Love to see that. Let's see. Number 4. Can't decide. This one might be my favorite. The other one, the last one I just showed you, Industrial Revolution, was perfect, but this is like Dracula or origin. Love the big red blood moon. It's like he's sitting in a pool of blood here. But not only that, you also have all the bodies on pikes in the background, just like Vlad the Impaler. Really, really cool stuff. So I love all the attention to detail, and these are just trading cards. They're trading cards, but they turned out fantastic. So that's the trading card set that goes with it. I made it easy because you can just add them on. So if you want to add it on to any tier that you're backing, you can do so pretty easily. And I don't know, it's pretty easy, an easy campaign. I did have someone ask if they could get, this was back on Sci-Fi for me, could they get the digital perk, but also then get trading cards shipped to them? And I don't have that set up right now. I didn't think anyone that's just getting digital would want physical items shipped to them because it sort of defeats the purpose of no shipping. But I'm gonna figure out a way to make that work if I can. So that's one. We're looking at the cover counts here. This is from at first glance because this is what you see on the front end, but hardcover, cover A, this is Kelsey Shannon's cover, has sold 45 copies. It has actually sold closer to 100 copies based on secret perks and people buying both covers, which is really good to see. Hardcover, cover B, we have 14 here on the front end. Again, that's maybe a little misleading because it's actually sold to several more copies. Good to see, but Kelsey Shannon's cover is definitely a winner. It's doing great. Again, I love Eric Canetti's cover. Also fantastic. Good to see. Good. All right, so that is the campaign at a glance in a minute. If you haven't backed yet, it's a great day to do so because you can get this as a foil trading card. This is Kelsey Shannon's cover. It'll be a foil trading card for everybody that backed in the first 24 hours and nobody else. Just for those that back in the first 24 hours. All right, is that enough shilling or what? So I noticed something. I'm jumping over here to Bleeding Cool for a moment. I mentioned this in my first stream in that it used to be that anytime I wanted to make a video, like every night, I was doing so many videos for years. I would just go to Bleeding Cool almost exclusively. I could go to CBR. I could at the least just Google comic book news, and I would find plenty of news items to talk about. But lately, it's just boring. Like what's happening in, I'm talking mainstream comics. There's not anything that's interesting. The last like real interesting thing was like comic book shops are opening up. Diamond, was having problems, and I'm already losing my voice, guys. It's too early for that. 1 second. Oh man. I was trying to pace myself. It's already getting tough. So, yeah, but lately there's just not that much as far as news goes. Because I'm rehashing a character. If you want to have a cynical view on it, I'm doing Dracula, which has been a character that's been done so many times. It's kind of interesting to look at what major publishers do because they rehash their own characters. And when they find something, I guess, that works remotely, they will exploit it into the ground until it does not work at all. It's just a weird way to look at making comic books. But even just at a glance here with comic book news, what's going on? It seems like the industry is on the search for something else that works. The identity politics, they don't work. They don't even get the extreme reaction that they used to get. What they get is a collective shrug. Nobody cares. It's insane. So when I look at this, Punisher as a kid, this is exactly it right here. Did Thor get hulked or did Hulk get Thored? Welcome. Hashtag Thulk. And this story, notice the rainbow. Oh, this is the, oh gosh, what do you call it? The little bridge to places behind him. But I mean, this is what it is essentially in comic books. It's like we have these characters that Stan Lee created a long time ago. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix and match them into eternity. But every time you mix and match them, you can feel good about yourself that you created something new. And I guess that's fine if they're great stories, but I don't know. It tells me they're searching for something. Does Jane Foster have hammer envy? Oh my goodness, who's this for? Mary Jane Watson does not appear in this comic book. Well, that's exciting. Even though she's on the cover. Well, that is interesting, isn't it? Taste the rainbow, says Eric. Old man says, that Amazing Spider-Man 2 cover is so boring. It looks like a budget soap opera with Peter and Mary Jane. That's right here. Well, let's click on it because I don't know why. There's the full cover. Sadness. But Mary Jane is not in the book at all. Yeah, they could have been more exciting about that. I don't know. This is it. This is, John Romita Jr. did this, right? I've liked John Romita Jr.'s art over time, on and off. He has a very particular blunt style. I don't know. Everyone just looks like they got hit in the face with a board. Everything's sort of stubby, but that's sort of his. It's just his art, and it's fine. On the whole, I think it's fine. But as of late, I don't know. I'm just this doesn't excite me. Clearly, it's very sad. Let's see. Fans are not happy that it looks like they're breaking up Peter and Mary Jane again. That's all they do is a perpetual breakup, it seems like. Again, make it interesting. What else is going to happen? Are they gonna progress a relationship at all? They did that once. Let's see. Is there a Daredevil Elektra versus Punisher coming up? Okay, well, we haven't seen that before. Non-binary Power Ranger in the Daily Litig. Okay, well, I mean, everyone is non-binary or bi. That's what it is. Does it matter? 2000 AD unearths romance comics from the 40s and 50s in a very British affair. Oh, interesting. That could actually be interesting if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, anyway, you get the point. When's the last time you got excited by a comic? Eric.
Hi.
Hey. I threw that question.
Welcome to the show.
What a good segue. Surely you have lots of good, better things to do today, but I do appreciate you popping in.
I do have a ton of stuff I would rather be doing right now, but I'm here with you anyways.
I appreciate you, Eric.
You're awesome. Welcome. Yeah, no. I can do two things at once. I can talk and I can draw. I'm working on some. I can't say what I'm working on. Like, can't say the name, but I am. Let's just say I'm fulfilling a lifelong dream of mine and doing some concept art for something.
Wow, that's big. Is this? You can't even tell me off the air, big?
Probably not. I can't tell you that I'm going to tell you off the air, but I am working on a game.
A game? Wow! Mm-hmm. Holy cow! Now I'm intrigued. I'm interested. All right,
as you should be.
Well, since we can't talk about that,
we can't talk about it.
I'm still going to pose that question to you. What's the last new comic book that came out through like whatever mainstream industry that you had to go through the comic book shop to get, that excited you that you had to get? What was the last one?
I buy comics differently than most people because I buy them based on who's drawing them.
That's fair.
So I've been buying basically anything Pepe Larraz is drawing. I was excited to get the death of Ellie Holm or something like that. It's a 2-part Hellboy mini, 2-issue Hellboy story. It was drawn by Zach Howard.
Okay.
I was excited to grab those. Let's see. That's about it, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was thinking it was for me. I guess it was the Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. That book's been coming out so spaced out though. I still don't have issue 5, and I keep seeing it online. So I'm like, how did they give my copy away to someone? I had it had it on my pull list and everything. I go in periodically to check for it, and they always say, "Oh, it's not out yet." I don't know what that's about. But since I'm glad you're here, Eric, because I'm shifting.
I'm glad I'm here too.
Yeah. So I bought in the break here. I bought some.
Like,
sorry, what do you sound like?
I was gonna say I sound like such a dork. It's all said in fun. I'm not that full of myself.
It's all good. You're at the right place.
Thank you.
Okay, so I went to the store during my little lunch break here, and I got some supplies for a dirty soda. This is a recipe I saw online, so I'm going to show them off, and I'm going to try it. If you want to try it, that'd be cool too. But I can't send it through the screen to you, so we'll see how this goes.
You'd have to. I don't know. Tell me what you got, and then I'd have to go to the store and go get it. That doesn't sound.
Yeah, it would be effort, that's for sure.
Yeah, who wants to do that?
I don't know. If it's good, you could try it later. I don't know. This will probably be the last dirty soda thing I do. People will see the one tomorrow, but I think I've this will be the end of the meme. Okay, so I got Code Red Mountain Dew.
Okay, so far I'm with you.
Cherry flavor. All right. Pina colada.
Okay.
That's not something I would normally go for. I don't hate pina colada, but it's not really my thing. But last here is whipped cream.
Whipped cream. So you're just gonna mix those 3?
Those 3. That's it. This is online a recipe that exists. That
I would say you need to get the cherries that come in the jar, maraschino or whatever that's called. You could have those floating in there like whatever that drink is that has Orbeez or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Or just even the syrup from in there.
Totally. Yeah, I did see some pictures of it. They had a maraschino. If you get it from So Delicious, that a maraschino cherry on top of the a pile of whipped cream. So my wife's over here. She's mixing it up. It's probably good.
Oh, you're making it right now?
Yeah, she's literally mixing it together right now.
Oh my goodness! Late breaking news. Hey, while that's being mixed, I got a review of Battle Brick Road in the email today. Can I read it?
Yeah, listen to that.
Are you even listening to me? What is happening, Clint?
Sorry. Go on with your review. There it is.
You sound. Oh my gosh! You need to go full screen. That actually looks pretty good.
Let's see. Full screen. It's sitting on top. I don't know if you're supposed to mix the whipped cream.
You would think, being a dirty soda, you would have to mix it, but
there we go.
That actually, I mean, stick a straw in there. I'm not going to shove that in my face. Nice glass, by the way. Very fancy.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually bought plastic cups that were see-through. Steph did not realize. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Let's see. I got to go back to that screen. All right, we're gonna try this. I think I'm gonna with a straw. I'll kind of poke it down.
Yeah, you need to mix it up there. I got this review in my email today. Yes. You were saying that UK countries kind of give you the business when it comes to shipping books.
Yes.
How was Scotland?
I don't know if I even sold one to Scotland. Maybe. Oh. It was countries in the Netherlands that I had trouble with, and Germany.
Okay. Well, I just got this review. It's fantastic to read it. I just want to let you know I received my book the other week here in redacted Scotland. Safe and sound. Unbelievably, it got here next to no time, which is always great to hear. I've got to say that the presentation and quality are the very highest standard, and the story and artwork are absolutely outstanding.
Dude.
It's also in the top 3 or 4 best CG books I have backed over the last 3 years, and I've backed over 100.
Wow.
Keep up the fantastic work. I'm a backer for life. One happy customer.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. That made me
that's
excited.
the kind of review you live for.
It
you
is.
know, that I'd say that's consistent too. Like, honestly, it's hard to look at Battlebrick Road objectively because I love you. But looking at the book though, it's such a fantastic, it really is a great presentation. The print quality, despite the problems you've had, it just looks great. So
thank you.
The story's great. I read it ahead of, so it's like I try to be objective, but I really do. It's got to be up there. One of my favorite books, and I've backed many a book.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if I should say I love you too, but I just did.
You don't have to. It'll get weird.
Well, okay, I won't. I need to fix my lighting. So I'm gonna turn this off behind me. So I'll be right back.
Okay. This is it. I'm gonna try it. I mixed it up. Let me show it again here.
Okay, that looks pretty good.
Mix it up. It's actually super like bubbly on top, half and half. You're gonna try one too. Okay, let me try this. Oh, it's the pina colada. That's just a powerful flavor, I think. I like it. You like it? Out of 10, my wife likes it.
Out of 10?
Out of 10. 1 through 10, what would you give it?
7.
A 7 out of 10. Let me think about this.
It's pretty good.
I would give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay. So based off of what a regular Code Red soda is it better or worse than just a straight up Code Red soda?
In my opinion, it's worse than a straight up Code Red soda. But the thing is, I like Code Red. You say it's better.
I don't like soda.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's not a big soda fan, so to her, this is a big treat. But the pina colada flavor is, it's pina colada. I almost feel like it could use more Code Red versus the other ingredients, but the whipped cream's actually good because that tones it all down a little bit. So
you need maraschino cherries. That's really what needs to happen.
Agree. We could put cherries on top. That would be good. It does look appetizing though. The video I'm gonna put out tomorrow, that thing did not look good, nor did it taste
I just
good.
finished this. I crushed it, but it's a red berry sour Patch Kids energy drink. That's what I had.
Oh, that's weird. Does it taste good?
It tastes. These are amazing. These are
really
absolutely amazing. Yeah, the Ghost energy drinks, they taste.
I've never seen
one for
Ghost.
one. They taste 1 for 1 what the candy tastes like, except you're just drinking it instead of chewing on it.
Interesting. I'll have to look and see if I can find them here.
Do you have Quick Trips in Utah?
Nope.
No?
7-Eleven.
They might be at 7-Eleven. I don't know.
I'll look it up. I'm gonna refresh the campaign here. Let's see what's going on. I've been paying enough attention. There we go. nice little bump in backers. 6,267, 110 backers. Thank you everybody who has backed the campaign. I really appreciate your support. Old man, just in time too, to sum it up for us. Sweet.
Old man.
This is going well. There's I don't know if I probably, like, unofficially for me, behind the scenes, it's like the next morning, I want the campaign to be between 10 and 12K. That has just historically for me, that has kind of been the benchmark for where I want to be after day one. I think that's doable.
It seems like you might reach 10. Where else are you going to be tonight? Are you going on Bancroft? Are you going anywhere else?
Yeah, I'm going on Dojo Kun Comics.
Okay.
Tonight. I'm scheduled with him tonight. So I gotta ask Bancroft about what his schedule's like.
depending on how it all shakes out, we might be able to go on my show tonight too, on my channel.
Sweet. What
Yeah.
time are you going to be streaming tonight, you think? Or just whenever?
Whenever you're available, I'd be home. I wouldn't be home till about 8:30 your time, so we could go like 9 o'clock your time. I know you probably got work in the morning, but
that might be okay because I am streaming from 8 my time to 9 on Dojo.
Oh, okay.
So we could totally do it after that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Perth Comics says, "Are there going to be any stretch goals?" Yes, there will be stretch goals. First, the in my mind, the point of a stretch goal is beyond the main goal. So we got to hit this $8,000 goal. Unofficially, I think this first stretch goal is going to be a bookmark because I just love bookmarks. But we will have stretch goals, absolutely. I'm going to be also adding stuff. I already changed this. Did you notice that deluxe digital PDF copy?
There you go. You did it.
And it even has what you get here. But I want to add stuff to everything for stretch goals. So it could be, hey, we're going to add and make this PDF even better and have some more stuff in it. Right now, it's going to include those trading card pieces that I showed a little bit earlier on this stream. It's going to include the cover gallery. So you get both covers to look at. You're going to get character designs and more. And I'll figure out what the more is. But pumping this up, I think, especially for this collector's bundle, like I've done in the past, adding things to it is a good idea. But I think right now we're looking at, it'll be bookmarks and stickers probably initially first, but we'll announce those as they come. Good question. Cool. Did you see the trading cards, by the way, Eric?
I didn't. No, I was yelling at children. It's my favorite pastime.
That's always a good one. Here, I'll show them again since you're here.
Not my kids, to be clear. It was just other children around the neighborhood,
Just like randomly.
Just get off my lawn is ultimately, that's what we go for around here.
They're like, old man Weathers is angry again.
Shaking my cane at them. I got to put my headrest back on.
Oh, yeah. I just think I'm not a pina colada fan.
Yeah, I don't think I am either. It's that coconutty kind of thing I don't like.
It's intense. Maybe if you just put a tiny bit in there.
Just a drop.
All right. Here we go. Here's the first one.
So these are trading cards, yes?
These are trading cards, and they'll be in the collector's bundle. Or you can add them on and add on the Dracula trading card set. So
okay, who did that?
This is Henry Ponciano. So I love this. He added so much detail to the background too.
Yeah.
On every one of these.
Ooh, he's like sitting in a throne with blood up to his ankles.
Yeah. It's like a bathtub of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. I like that one.
I like that.
Here is the next one. So the theme is Dracula through the ages.
Okay.
So this is the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
Very dramatic.
Who's this?
This again, Henry Ponciano. He did all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very I don't know, Victorian. I'm not good at placing things.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right era.
It works for me. People get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it makes sense. Here we go. This is like the 30s. It's hard to see here on screen, I think, but
it is.
He's got like the pinstripe suit.
Yeah, like he's gonna go clubbing.
Yeah,
he's gonna go do some swing dancing.
Yeah, and then all the bats. I was thinking, man, all those little eyes. This is all on his trading card. Pretty cool.
He's gonna go on a Zoot Suit riot. Mostly peaceful Zoot Suit protest.
Yeah, and that looks like what this could be too, which it was a really interesting concept. So this is the modern day one, or like Dracula.
That's cool. Subtle.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Kind of fun. Yeah, I love the snow falling too.
Yeah.
So those are fun. So those are all in the trading card pack, and that's one thing too. Like a possible stretch goal could be, hey, the trading card pack's going to have an extra card in it, and I can add more. I think that would be pretty fun because there's still so.
Are you doing You saying pack? Are you having them wrapped and all of that? Are you doing what I did with the little sealed package?
You know, it's undecided, but it could be a clear pack like what you're doing, the clear wrap. I
Mhm.
was looking at some foil wrapping stuff. That could also be a stretch goal. It's doable. There's like a do-it-yourself version of the foil wrap that's not terrible. You just have to heat press it to seal it. So
Sounds like you could mess that up.
you could.
I'm always picturing like how am I going to ruin this?
Right, and then the tears
Yeah.
start flowing, and
Yeah, they
everything's
do.
terrible. Yeah, I don't know. So it's still undecided, but there will be trading cards. I love the wax packs. I don't know if would realistically be able to get them done now in a reasonable time because poor
You have
Rooster
to wrap
Puncher
each
has
one,
been
right?
really busy. Yeah, he wraps them
Yeah.
for me. He does it by hand. So and
Yeah,
he
that's
does a killer job, but
still that's a lot of work. It's a lot of manpower.
yeah, it is. Yep.
By the way, I'm gonna have to go in like 20 minutes, just so we're clear.
Okay, no worries. That actually works out good because we have the skits team coming on in about 20 minutes. So
well, there you go. We'll tag in and tag out.
yeah, it'll be good. All right, well, good stuff so far. 113 backers. We're moving on up. $6,412. Appreciate everybody that has backed the campaign. If you want to help us grow and get this benchmark of $8,000 reached, please share the campaign. Let everyone know about Clint Stoker's Dracula. And yeah, we'll get that 8,000. I really want to hit 10 again. You first 10,000 as fast as you can, but I want to have 10,000 by tomorrow morning. I think it's totally doable. But yeah, we'll work on it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So Eric, what you can't tell me what you're working on now, but how do you manage all your projects? You have so many because you're also working on Downcast.
I'm working on Downcast. I'm fulfilling this book. I'm working on concept art for a game and a letter. So see, the thing is, like, things sort of ebb and flow freelance wise. You know, feast and famine. So just sort of let the cards fall where they may. I was playing with a guitar pick and I dropped it. So I just like, I don't know, just pack my days full of work, and I work from when I get up to when I go to bed, which is usually midnight or so, or maybe later than that. Just, take time out. I don't really think about it. I just have a checklist and I go like, what do I need to get done today? I use my calendar and I just put things I need to get done as an all day event, and then I check them off as I go. It's pretty straightforward. I'm sure there are better ways of doing it, but that's what works for me.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've wondered, like, if I was doing coloring or something in comics, I don't know. It just seems like it'd be pretty intense to make it into like how you would make it work for a day job, to just make sure you're busy but not too busy.
Yeah,
like not everything
for sure. Yeah. Lettering always keeps you busy, but it's also like, it's kind of like second nature now. Like I just know what I'm doing. Some jobs are harder than others, but that's a nice sort of steady thing. And it's still technically the day job. It's what pays the bills. Instead of, going into the office or whatever, I sit at my computer and drag and drop, copy, paste, and place balloons and balloon tails and sound effects. But then I think the most difficult part is making that mental switch from design, lettering, graphic design style to drawing things with a pen and brushes and all of that, to going into that artwork mode. That's a difficult hump to get over mentally, but I think that's probably what slows me down the most, is revving up that drawing engine. So
that makes sense. Yeah. Good stuff.
But you'll see, like, we are shipping this right now, and we're like $2,500 away from finally crossing over to six figures.
It's so close. And then you'll probably, as soon as you hit 100K, it'll pick up, and you'll get
Maybe.
several more.
I'm ready
after.
to shut it down. It's been a long time. I'm ready to close out the campaign, but I'm this close. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna keep it open until I hit it now.
Yeah.
So I just need to hop on a couple streams and find the audiences that I haven't seen in a while, or maybe haven't seen me at all, don't know about the book at all, and just get those last few backers. If I do I think my math, the math was like, if I only sold just the book plus shipping, it'd be like 70 books I'd need to sell more. So 70 more, but that's just at the base level. Obviously people back at different levels, but yeah, we're getting there. Getting close.
Nice. Congrats. I mean, that's a great feeling. You have, I mean, still fulfillment mode is, that is a grind, but progress.
Thankfully, I'm not doing it all on my own, So
yeah.
And we did a lot of pre-prep, like all the bags and extras were ready to go, like sorted by who's getting what. So that my wife made a spreadsheet. She goes, okay, this box is people that have 5 trading cards and this poster. And so when we get to that spreadsheet, we just grab those bags. They're ready to go. We, shoot them on over through the post office and get them going. So it's it helps speed things along instead of like filling each order one at a time.
Yeah. When you can do them in batches, that's great. The add-ons change thing. I mean, did you have add-ons for Battlebrick Road?
Yeah. My wife's like, never again. I'm like, we'll see.
The problem is like when you add up the add-ons, it's like that's a significant boost. That, for me it was. So it's like you have to do add-ons,
even like we had the add-on, the supplemental book was its own thing, and whether people grabbed it as an add-on or it was just part of a perk level, even that was like a significant percentage of funds. It was like 15 to 20,000 of the campaign came just from that book. So it's not easy to say not this time, not next time, because it's like, well, there's definitely interest there and all of that. So
yeah, it's more work, but it's like, well, I don't know. At the same time, I'm here to sell books, so
yeah,
I gotta make them available.
Yeah.
David Freed says, I can't wait to get my Battlebrick Road. Oh,
excellent,
awesome.
David. Can't wait to get it out to you. We've got a big stack of books. Zeb will be over tomorrow to sign, and then we'll ship them out over the weekend. Probably get them at the post office and in the system Saturday, maybe Monday or so. So that's the next batch.
Heck yeah. Yeah, looking forward to just everyone getting it. So you're done. I have mine. So I'm happy.
I want to do like get Zeb on and do like the spoiler talk and talk about everything and talk about what our broad plans are for the future books and where we can expect things to go. And I think that would be fun to talk about for those interested parties.
That's kind of like the new level of creation. You know what I mean? Like when you can talk about it, you're talking about the story. It's not just the pitch. It's like you're talking about the characters and the story, and people have their own opinions on it, and I wonder if you're going to do this. Like you start hearing that stuff. It's so cool.
It's really neat because like there's a lot of lore just to Oz in general. There's a lot of like, characters from the books and other variations of the story through like, Return to Oz, the movie, and even whatever that musical one was with Diane Ross. So you start looking at like most people are aware of the movies as opposed to they know it's a book, but maybe they probably haven't read it. But then they're asking like, what about, are you guys going to have wheelies? Where's the Lollipop Guild? And it's like, we've got ideas, you're going to see what a Lollipop Guild is in Battlebrick Road without us saying, hey, we're the Lollipop Guild, so we try to take a subtle approach to that stuff. And so far the reviews have been just absolutely amazing. People have really been digging it.
I've said it before, but I'm looking forward to the Tin Man only strictly based on the character design. That's it. And implications with Battle Brick Road 1. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like there's just my mind's going. So
yeah, we plant a lot of seeds.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I just love his character design. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me refresh this. I think we got some more backers. There we go. $6,400. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the 115 people that have backed so far.
Excellent.
I really appreciate your support. If you haven't backed it yet, I realize this is like a midday stream. Plus, it's my second stream today on my own channel.
Yeah, it is.
There is the link. If you haven't backed it yet, please do support independent comic books. Support Sweet Comics. Getting this goal is a big deal because I can get this book shipped out to everybody. But making money helps it so I can make the next book. I got asked that question a little bit on the last stream with Sci-Fi for Me. He was asking about, well, how do you decide what the next book is and when do you decide and commit on the next book? And a big piece of that is, well, when I get a book shipped out and I have some funding to play with. That's where it's at. So
right.
So yes, thank you everybody. All right, and just on time. Well, they're early actually, but we're gonna pull in the team from Skits.
Hey you guys. Hey.
Hey, good to see both of you.
How's it going?
Oh my gosh, your beard is like Mountain Dew, and I love it.
The kids wanted me to grow it out, so I'm granting their wish. That's what they're getting for Christmas this year. Is just,
that's what you're gonna get, Mountain Dew.
Well, you had to grow something since you cut the rest of it off.
I know, right? It just went from up here to down. It's gonna just come down here. Yeah.
It
turned into a mullet.
Yeah, it just keeps sliding the older you get, you just start to go down the face.
I don't know.
Well, now just let you know, I do braid hair, so if you need, a little bit braids in
I get that Viking thing going on.
There you go.
I like it.
I'd love that, man.
See?
That sounds like a stretch goal.
These are fresh ideas that we bring at Skits, the Skits comic team.
Love it. Cool. Okay, so first off, I have already apologized, but I'll apologize again because I feel so bad. But Skits team, you guys emailed me or messaged me last week and were like, "Hey, we're launching on the 24th," and in my brain I was thinking, "Oh, that's when I'm launching too." And so we had it all scheduled for us to stream on the 24th. Today's the 25th, not the 24th. And so yesterday you sent me a link to your campaign. I was like, wait, aren't you launching tomorrow? And I looked back at our conversation. I'm like, I am such an idiot. So
no big deal. I'm very detailed. I'm like, on Tuesday, the 24th, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And you were like, yeah.
It just went like this. Yeah. So apologies for that. But we're going to make up for it today. I did pull up your campaign.
Oh, thanks. There we go.
You hit your goal already. This has been up for a little while too, so I'll get it fresh. But there you go, another backer. Skits origin book. So I have to make sure I understand this. I read Skits, super fun read. You did some really unique things too with Skits in that you had variant stories, which was a really cool concept.
Yeah. It was I'm not the type to buy variant covers of books, there's nothing interesting to me in that. But I was like, well, how can I have variant covers? Because I want variant covers because I want to have some awesome artists do stuff. So I was like, well, why don't I just do variant storylines? I mean, that seems like the easiest thing. So it's like, all right, I'll just make more pages. So between the 3 books, you get 18 different pages plus a bunch of different panels in all of them. So it's like an extra comic if you get all 3 of them. So.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that we were discussing when we were pre-planning this, this was like 2019 and we were watching, movies and things, and we saw the movie The Ninth Gate, and then we also were we were like, oh my God, childhood, choose your own adventure. This would be perfect. No one else was doing it. So people were a little off on the concept. They were like, wait, what? So I'm like, by land, by sea, by air, it's 3 different things, but the result is still the same.
Yes.
They're like,
some people are having trouble understanding it. And it was just like, listen, there's different stuff going on in the different books. It's like this book goes this way, this book goes that way. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Be fun.
It still gets you from point A to point B. And then you're queued up. So for Skits, the origin book here, is this, well, clearly it's an origin book. So this is happening before the last one. It's a prequel.
Yeah.
Do you have the variant stories going on with this one too?
No, let me tell you a little bit about this. So like 14 years ago, I was thinking I was working for McFarlane at the time. I was working on his toy lines. And I was like, I'm going to do this Skits thing that I've been playing with for a while, that happened back in 2000. I'm going to work on that as a comic, and I'm going to learn how to do comics at the same time. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this, and let's just see what happens. Now, I did if you notice on the campaign, it says 100 pages. I did 100 pages of story, and it was really never released. I printed up a few, 20 issues or something like that, and I sold a few here and there. But for the most part, no one's even seen this stuff. So I was just like, I'm just going to take it, put it together as one big collection. It's all, part of the same story of Skits. And I'm just going to put it out there. It's kind of rough and raw. You get to see me develop from page 1 to page 100, where it's like, wow, you really get a lot better. You get to where you are in Skits the Sun book 1. And it was like, yeah, so I got it. Let's just put it out. I'm working on Skits the Sun book 2 right now. And it's like, might as well put out what you got in between stuff, so people have a little something to munch on.
And this, like what Clint was saying, is that this is the origin of Skits, like how you got to be, where the straitjacket came from, you know, all of this stuff that he's wearing, the scrubs and stuff like that.
It starts out as slice of life, and then it ends as crazy Skits dreams going all over the place. So,
and remember, I'm not the crazy one. Let's just put that in there, okay? I am not the crazy one, okay?
Was it the Joker always said? I'm not crazy.
Right, exactly.
Cool, good stuff. Yeah, I'm always impressed. Well, there's a butt shot there too. I'm always impressed with the design layouts and everything. I don't know how else to say that, but the design in Skits is really interesting. And even just from an art standpoint, but it becomes a bigger part of it because there's sort of a mashup of items, especially in this piece. But it's a very layout design oriented.
Like a mixed media.
Well, it's it just comes from the type of comic books that I liked when I was a kid. It's like Dave McKean, Kent Williams, John J. Muth, Bill Sienkiewicz. Those were the people that I liked, and so I was like, I'm gonna do art like that. I want it to be kind of artsy, fine artish in a way. I got painting, I got line art, I got color, I got all sorts of stuff going on. I got design, so it's it's all over the place. But that's the whole point of the book, though. It's kind of crazy and there's chaotic stuff going on. So there you go.
And Clint, we did an homage to you in our campaign, sir. If you go back down to Meet the Creators, Meet the Team, you have a little blurb in there somewhere. Yes, you do. So we were very, very thankful for that. So wait, go down, keep going. There you are.
Go to
Not
Michael
on me.
Sigenthaler.
There you go. Oh my God, look at that.
There we go.
Look at that quick little plug. There you go.
Yeah, it's like, where is it? Recently commissioned to share his
see, he's highlighting.
There we go.
He sees his name.
It's hard for me to read. We're on the laptop, and I'm looking real close to tiny little letters.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, that was such a great piece too in the Secret History of Strata. Eric and I were talking about that earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
But the fun part about that was I got to try out a whole bunch of different artists with different styles and everything. Your piece turned out so great too. It was a depiction of the very first building to be raised from the ground into the city of Strata. So it was this monumental point in history, and it turned out so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a blast to do it. And I was kind of sad that it was just you were I just want it to be like the planes and one building lifting off. I was like, man, I was kind of wanting to do the character sitting on the, the flying stuff. And I was like, man, I wanted to do that sort of, but I mean, I took it and I did what I could with it. I wanted to give you something a little different than what you had in your book. So
yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, it's one of those things like a lot of those secret history strata things, because they tie in to the greater story, but yeah, so it was important. It was an important piece, but yeah, probably I mean, it didn't have a lot of it didn't have characters in it at all, actually. So
Skits cameo. And Eric, you know that you are all over Skits the Sun book 1, obviously.
That's right. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Unfortunately,
That was a fun book to work on.
Oh, thanks.
It was a
man.
lot
We
of fun.
appreciate it. You did a great job, and I'm sorry I couldn't use you on the Skits origin, but everything was already done. It was like
That's
done
fine.
12 years ago. So,
but we got you for book 2. So
yeah, we'll get you for calendar. Book 2.
Excellent.
That gives Eric more time to yell at the neighborhood kids.
That's right. I get off my lawn. Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to go do more of that. It's 3:00. I gotta go. It's time to go yell at more kids.
Right.
I appreciate you having me on, Clint. Good luck with the campaigns, both of you.
Thank you.
And it's great to see you guys again. It's been a while. Good luck on Skits Origin. Good luck on Dracula. And Clint, I think we'll be maybe on later tonight. I don't know yet. We'll find out.
Okay.
Later, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes,
Good.
Congratulations, Clint.
Yeah,
I mean,
congrats.
I'm on the mailing list. Well, we both are, and we were like, "Is it live?" We were like, "Oh, there it is. There it is." So,
Yeah,
good job.
Thank you. It's always fun to see. Like I like when you launch a campaign, there's all these moving pieces. So you launch the campaign, you got to send the email to the mailing list. You got to rev up your live stream, or whatever your plans are for promotion. You got to do all that at the same time, so it seems like we launched, and you make a big launch at the same time. So yeah, it actually went pretty smooth today, though.
Good.
That's
good.
awesome.
It's a weight that you've pressed the button and it's live, but then now it's like the weight of, but are we gonna get there? And then once you got there, you're like, okay, I'm good. I'm good.
See, I'm sitting here shaking my head like I know what you're talking about, because she did everything. I was just like, I'm working, so like whatever. Make sure it happens, baby. I'm let me know when we got to do something.
Yeah, that's great that you are a team though, and doing this stuff. So
yeah,
my wife helps quite a bit, but it's very, very much off scenes, behind camera.
Yes.
So I appreciate her. It's man, a team is nice. I think of like Marvel creators and everything, and it's difficult enough to create comics, sure, but like having to produce the whole thing, having to promote the whole thing, everything on your shoulders. It's like, man, having a team, those people on your team, that's really important. So
yeah.
And you also have to be careful, because then you forget that, wait, maybe that team member has other things as well. So it's like, oh, well, let me be cognizant of that time. But, if they're gung-ho to help, whether it is a spouse or, a family member or friend, or even just someone that you are working with, you do have to remember, hey, they've also, I can't just call them at 1 a.m. and be like, oh my God, I got this idea. Maybe you can, but you gotta maybe they should rest. Maybe I should write this down.
Well, the only reason why she's on here is because obviously people want to look at her instead of me. So I mean,
naturally, yeah.
And thank you, baby, so very much. I mean,
that's
everything
what
I learned from Sesame Street. What's up?
Yeah, my wife, she helped me by making me this little drink right here, which is almost all gone. It wasn't that good, but that's okay.
No, did you see what you just created now? He said, you didn't make me a drink. No, but I made you barbecue ribs. I got you wings last night.
Yeah, yes, I did go get wings. Actually, here's what was going to happen. So yesterday, like we did
and I took you to the ramen place.
Well, one thing at a time, babe. We did art show in the morning yesterday, and then we were like, okay, so we got to do Clint's show at 4:00. That's 4:00 our time. And she was like, I tell you what, I'm going to go into town, which going into town's a big deal. It's like 30 minutes away. So it's like, she's like, I'm going into town and I'm going to go get us some wings. That way we have something to eat as soon as we're done with Clint's show. And we were like, all right, yeah, that'll be awesome. So she went and did that, and then everything was set up, and we were sitting here. I sent you that stuff, for the campaign, and then you're like, oh no, we got the days wrong. And
I'm a
then
bonehead. Yeah.
I know my wife, she's in there talking to you, and I'm talking to you, and then she texts me. She's like, "Oh well, just come over here and get some wings." I was like, "Yeah, let's get some wings."
That was probably more fun, but yeah, I would have
Yeah.
loved to have you guys on. Jeez. Yeah, we'll make up for it though, because we're more skits to come.
We are more than blessed and happy to even be.
Thank you so much for having us
Because
on.
it seems, and to be honest with you, it just seems like, everybody's like launching at the same time. Everyone's doing all kinds of things. And we were like, oh, this ain't gonna be good. But then we were like, it's gonna be fantastic. And it actually worked out for both of us. It actually worked out for everybody. So yeah.
It's kind of crazy because it does seem like campaigns come in waves.
Mhm.
And I didn't really want it to be that way, because I knew that King Cryptid was coming. Peter Samedi has got King Cryptid coming, and he had been talking about that. I was going to launch next week. I can't. Just like personal life wise, I can't. So I was like, I've got to do it a week ahead. So it all works out. But it's a good time that, it's New Comic Book Day. So people are going to Indiegogo, getting their new comic books. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun streaming, and I'm sure we'll be on the circuit. We'll see each other more in the next month or so.
I hope so, because it's nothing better. I mean, you can be funded, but to bring a friend along or to bring someone along, like on the same thing, it's always refreshing, because like we're backers of everybody else too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people don't realize we're not doing every man, woman, and child for themselves. It's like, no, we're actually backers as well. And so, and that's what a lot of people don't realize, that
we're like around 80 or 90 campaigns we've backed or something like that. So
wow,
that's a lot.
And if we can't, because maybe we just can't, we always love sharing out. We always love inviting on our shows, over at the channel.
Yeah, speaking of which, we haven't had you on in a while. We're going to have you on for Dracula.
Look at that. You already got your show ready. Let's go.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, it's always good talking to the both of you. And I find I find skits interesting, just like from a creative standpoint. It's intriguing. Like, even from the first time I saw it, just piques my interest. And I can't exactly put my finger on exactly why, but it's just such a unique angle, which is fun. So
thank you.
Well, it's just one of those things, I've looked into a lot of different writers, and most of them say don't write from your dreams, because they're chaotic, they're a mess, and there's all sorts of crazy. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, you can get inspiration from your dreams. You can get some ideas from your dreams, So I've never understood that, but there's a few script writers out there that I've listened to, long interviews, and they're like, don't write for that's it's nonsense. Don't do it. And I'm like, why would you do that, man? You get all sorts of, at least for me, I get a ton of ideas from my dreams. So.
Yeah, it's usually never. I've had a few dreams that I've gotten ideas for. For me, it's usually not the whole, like the main idea from a story, but it'll be like, hey, there's a problem I'm having in writing this story. For me, writing is just a series of problem solving, and trying to make it work. And how do I achieve this? And kind of going through this. And I have had dreams that help answer. They're really good ideas that help answer those there's these problems that I'm trying to figure out. So I totally get that.
And that's the reason for skits. I mean, skits is a play on the word of schizophrenia, because you're always having crazy dreams, or it's chaotic, or it's short skits. So like a short play or a short, this. So it's something short in your mind. I mean, not everybody is scared of Freddy Krueger. I mean, that's a scary dream, but I mean, he's got a franchise, so he did something right.
That's true. It's got some fans.
Let me go back to what you were talking about, like going to bed thinking about things. When I was a sophomore in college, that's when I really started to mess around with my dreams. And I did a whole concentration. A concentration, like when you're in art school, is where you take an idea and you just build a ton of art, where one piece kind of builds on the next one. It's really progressive. And what I did is I actually started doing studies with dreams and stuff like that. I'd looked into it, read about it, but what I would do is I would be very specific about what I would think about before I'd go to bed. And I would just think about that one thing until I fell asleep. And I tried not to have anything else in my mind. And over a period of time, just like you were saying, you can actually teach yourself to dream about those things that you think about before you go to bed. So it's like you spend maybe 30 minutes just laying in bed thinking about that one thing, but eventually you fall asleep. Boom, you actually end up having a dream, and it can take you into avenues that you never even thought before about those particular subjects. So I actually did probably about 3 or 4 months of dream studies where I was just doing that. So, and I got a bunch of interesting things that I wrote down at the time about it, which who knows, maybe that'll come out sometime, but has nothing to do with like,
which is why you
stories.
should document what you write down, even if it's just like, oh, I was wearing a jean jacket, or oh, I was walking along the river. It's like, oh, you can think of a lot of things. I know personally I have reoccurring dreams, so I can pick up a dream that I may have had today if it was very good and I wrote something down, and then like maybe 2 weeks later or like even a years later, I can be like, oh my God, I remember that dream. And I look at the dream that that I wrote down. I'm like, oh, this is now coming together. So a lot of people are like that, actually. They say, but you did a lot of the lucid dreaming.
Well. I do. I do a ton of lucid dreaming. Like, it's very rare that I have a dream, even like right now, like that I have a dream that I don't know that I'm dreaming. So most of the time, I always know that I'm dreaming, so I can kind of go where I want to in my dreams and do what I want to. So, and that's actually some of the stuff that we'll be getting into once we get into Skits the Sun Book 2, is the whole idea of being able to control your dreams.
That's an exclusive, Clint. We have not sent that to anybody, so that's an exclusive.
Heck yeah. That's really interesting. I've tried a few times, like when I've realized, oh, I'm dreaming, and I've tried to make it go and I can't. Like it's just
hard.
And it almost becomes the frustration, like you know what I mean. It's like it's hard, but that is really interesting though.
Well, I'll tell you what the secret is, and this might only be for me, but I've seen it in movies. Like what's that movie about the dreams with
Freddy Krueger?
No. Anyway, it's a different one. Anyway, the guy who did the Batman movies, he did that one dream.
Oh, Inception.
Inception.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Okay. So what they used in there was like a totem. He had a totem that would allow him to realize if he was dreaming or not. Okay. Well, I actually, in my dreams, this was obviously years before, it's about around 2000, I found that I could use certain totems to control certain parts of my dreams. Like one thing I would do for waking up out of my dream is I would blink my eyes. When you blink your eyes, you never blink your eyes when you're dreaming, but when you do it in your dream, you're actually waking yourself up. So that's one for that. And then I had a totem where it was a roll of toilet or a roll of paper towels. If I got a roll of paper towels, that would allow me to fly. So that's one of the things that would allow me. And there's like tons of stuff for like running.
Yeah, that was only for you. The paper towels was only for you.
I know, but that's just it. You got to figure out what those things are, and then you can do it. The one thing that I had trouble with in my dreams was learning how to get out of being underwater. That was one of the hardest things. But eventually I did figure that one out. But it's just hard,
Yeah, it mainly, or it'll throw away, I don't know, or it's like, I like the direction the dream's going and I want it to keep going this way. And then as soon as I realize that, it's like, nope, now it's going to be like this other frustrating, process. I don't know. It's crazy, but I do find that interesting. I got to say hi real quick to ZVS, who's in the chat. ZVS did the logo for Dracula. I got to put it larger on here, but
nice.
Good job.
I see the fang work.
Exactly. There's fangs, there's splattered blood. It's super cool. So I really appreciate ZVS, his fantastic work on the logo. He also did a cover for me.
Nice.
a little while back. So that was fantastic work, Xevious.
He's a good man. Good man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Roland's got to take a break. Roland's been in and out all day today, so appreciate you, Roland. Good luck. Literally writing down my dreams has been great for horror concepts. Totally, yeah. You can get some good stuff there. Old Man says, I backed Skits
Thanks,
Origin
Old Man.
Zero. The art is interesting. It reminds me of Silent Hill with the dark and surreal atmosphere. Love
Awesome.
it.
I love
Thanks.
Silent Hill. That is
Yeah,
a
I
good
love Silent
movie
Hill.
and video game. So yes.
Yeah, let's take a look back at the campaign. Let me just catch up on the chat here real quick. Verse Films Productions, great job, Clint. We got the email launch, looking good. Sweet. I'm really glad that you got the email. That's always the worry, but yeah, a lot of people got through. They're getting that secret perk. So a whole new world. Talking Lucent Dreams, you're still here, Roland. I mean, we're happy to have you. It's just it's funny. Verse Films Production says top 10 movie, Inception. I loved Inception. I know a lot of people were like, it's too confusing. I disagree.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, so let's do some refreshing. Clint Stoker's Dracula just launched a few hours ago. We're at 119 backers.
Awesome.
Thank
Clint.
you, everybody. $6,700, getting closer and closer to that 8,000 benchmark. It's an important place to get. So if you haven't backed yet, please do check it out. Back it, lend your support, and we'll keep that number moving. We got to look over here. Skits Origin. Let's refresh here as well.
I like these refresher courses. These are great.
Hey, 2 more backers. All right.
There you go.
Woo!
2 more backers.
Thank you.
To 2,430. It's already fully funded, and that's because the book's finished.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep,
It
it's
is.
completed, ready to go. We'll
100
send it to the
pages.
printer as soon as we're done with the campaign.
Yes, 100 pages. And we just popped over on our channel with Skits Comic on our YouTube channel that I said, if we get to 50 backers today, I will put in the first stretch goal. Because we haven't revealed any stretch goals just yet. So I said, if we get to 50 today, I will be immediately telling people what the first stretch goal is. So here's hoping. We've got 44, so there's only 6 more people,
6
right?
more, that's
so
all we need.
That's
there you
awesome.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know, that people have already been asking about stretch goals for me too. I got to think about that, like day one stretch goal announcements. That gets people excited.
Yeah.
100 pages, that's a big book. This'll I mean, you've already passed your goal. Obviously, we want to get it up as high as we could possibly go. And yeah, it's cool. It sounds like you got really good reception on the first book as well. I know I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying a lot of great things about it. I read it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's just so you do capture the surreal world.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clint. We appreciate that.
And also the back covers were also different as well. So
Oh, cool.
So that was also the differences for the skit. So that was one. This was cover 2 by Kent Williams. See that back cover was amazing. And then Patrick Reynolds, he did this one as well. There's boot and chair, and there's the ship. That's part of that G Clay print. And then there's the third back as well. So yeah, so all 3 different covers. They are on the campaign as an add-on.
Yep.
Or as
an
individual. So yeah, if you want to get
caught
caught
we've
up.
actually been having a few people buying those. I was kind of surprised. I mean, that was the whole point of over ordering on them, is to sell them on the next campaigns. But I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how a lot of people will just wait until sorry, I got a message too. It's I'm like multitasking, like, oh no, what's wrong?
Do it, Clint, do it.
Yeah, that's all good. It's interesting how people just wait for the next campaign, and you want to sell through books anywhere you can throughout, but it's like they'll wait till the next campaign, get it all together. You get shipped together. It's a good way to go. But yeah, I thought I did that Downcast reprint. I think I've sold it to everybody that that wanted it, but I'm already seeing now people are buying it in this campaign.
Yeah.
So
which is awesome. And the fact that, and it, because we were so brand new, I mean, we were just fresh out, like,
Yeah,
oh
no
my
one
God,
knew
who
us.
are we? But that girl is loud and that guy's cool. Who are they though?
I don't know if I'm cool.
You are very cool, baby.
Yeah,
Look at
I
your
don't
hair.
know.
But the fact that we got the books, we sent them out. If there was any problems, we were the first one to be like, hey, no worries. We'll, whatever we had to do, and we had cool stuff. So I think that trust was starting to be built from the get-go. So that way they say, oh, well, great, it's 100 pages. It's not going to be like 98 and a half. We know it's going to be 100 pages, of story and art. And then they will ship it to me. It's no delay. So, I mean, that's been good for us as well. That trust. So
absolutely. Well, let's look through your campaign a little bit here. Hey, great minds think alike. You have your featured perk at $75. That's exactly where I'm at too. Let's see. You get the book, which is 100 pages.
Yep.
You get a 15 by 22 print. That's massive.
Yeah, it's a G clay, which is a gallery quality print. That's exactly what they do in the galleries. Whenever you go to an art gallery,
so when you're going to MoMA, you're like, oh, look at this artist.
Yeah,
So,
they look great. By the way,
that's awesome. You have to ship that flat, or can you roll it up?
I roll it up, put it in a tube.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love. I don't know. For me, for prints, if you're gonna get prints, I love going big. Like you might as well, but shipping them, I just haven't done a lot of art prints. So
just for reference, if you can solo, I have to literally move out the way. That's how big that print is for the skits come back. So imagine the featured tier has the skits in the city where you have the 15 by 22. So that's going vertical. So imagine how big that is for you to hang up. That's why we mentioned that it is a gallery style. So when you're going to a gallery, an art gallery, this is what you're getting. So
yeah, it's high quality stuff.
Very high quality.
Oh, very cool. Heck yeah. So that is the featured perk for skits. And of course you got add-ons in the back. You can get the original 3 or 1. You'll still get the full story. You'll get to where you need to go.
That's right.
You got the PDF for only $5. I can get in and read the story.
That's 100 pages for $5. So you're like scrolling, so. Come on, internationals.
That'll keep you entertained for a while. $25 for the print book. That's what I went with because I just love the print books. I got the other one too, so I got to follow along.
Thanks,
Skits the book. So this is the first book. You choose your variant after as soon as you click on it.
Yep.
I think I got. Which one did I get? I think I got this one on the left. Is that the one?
That's mine. Yeah.
That's your cover. Yep. Yeah, that's the one I got. I usually, if you are running the campaign, I like to go for your cover. It's just, I don't know. It's just my thing. But great cover.
You're like, it's just if you did it, I'll do it. It's cool. We were on RT Bear's show the other day, and he was like, "Wait, you're getting all 3 for $25?" We're like,
no. You choose which book you want.
Choose which book.
Yeah, choose your book, and that makes sense too. I've done some of my add-ons and stuff that way. It just makes it nice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is that art gallery print.
Yep.
Very cool. Here's another print. That's the one that you just showed us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the big one. It's 22 by 26 inches.
Love the colors on that.
Yeah.
Here's this guy right here. This is another really cool print.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same thing here. And then here's your big one.
Everything.
210. All 3. Just everything. Love it. And then you also have the add-ons. Really cool. Good stuff. Well, I'm going to post the link here so everyone can check out Skits. Get it. It's free. It's not free. It's New Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day. New Comic Book Day. Here on Wednesday, as it should be. It's tradition, that's the way it is. I just realized you have a video.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. Let me stop sharing so I can share my audio. I got to do that whole game.
Yeah, and Roland actually put in the chat here that Neil Adams sells his 11 by 18 G clays between $100 and $200. Yes, they usually sell for big money.
Big money.
And we're going to be selling ours a little cheaper.
So $60 is like really good to get that.
We're giving you a heck of a deal.
And G-Clays last like 140 years. So this is something you can hand down.
Yeah.
So maybe
they are quality and archival.
Oh, and before you play the video, I just want to say that, guys, if you were on our mailing list, we did send you our discounts in the background. So just click on that. That was part of the secret discounts and stuff like that. So if you have it, use it. You know what I mean? So use it.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely. All right, let's watch your video here. Very cool.
Nice little beat drop.
Oh yeah. There's something to it. Look, we're talking about logos. I gotta look at. Well, here, let me refresh the page, and then we'll see the logo at the top. Right there, we go. It's like circus meets scribble. That's the vibe I get.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely. It's fun. You know, that's the whole point of skits. It's just fun.
Because it is all ages comic.
Yeah,
our comic is all ages. So
That was the other thing too. My son read skits. My son's been getting into comic books more. Like after a lot of years of me trying to get him into comic books, he's really gotten into comic books in a big way. And I'm always like looking for crowdfunded books that he can read. I put them in a stack. Like these are the ones that are appropriate for you to read. Skits was in that stack. He did pick it. He read it and he enjoyed it. So
thank you.
And how old is he?
He's 11 now.
Oh wow!
Good so that's perfect. That's good.
That's a good demographic because we were at a comic book convention and we had kids as early as 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And we were worried because we were, not to say, some kids at that age level don't know or understand, but they really loved looking at the artwork. So that was really good. So.
Yeah. The younger kids really seem to like it. So that's about the age I got into comics too, probably about 12 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about the same as your son.
Okay, I don't know if you guys saw Vaughn popped in for a millisecond.
A second.
Beneath you. I put him in the stream and then he just disappeared again. So Vaughn, if you can hear my voice, try to get out and come back in again because I can't see you now.
Well, I think he saw that it was us and he dipped out real quick. He's
no,
like, oh my gosh.
I think maybe he was like, I like that beat, yo. Yeah, get it back. Maybe he wants to hear it by himself.
Yeah. No, he messaged me earlier. He's like, I popped in and you didn't see me, so I left. So I was like, oh, I'll be on for a while. You're welcome to pop in. It didn't work. We'll try and get him in since Vaughn's trying to get in. Sorry, Vaughn. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to put you in.
Vaughn.
Yeah, get in here, Vaughn.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay, I see Vaughn in the back room. I'm going to add him to the stream.
Hey.
This time. Hey, Vaughn.
Hey, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. I'm like, I don't know if StreamYards is wigging out or what, but I'm glad.
That was just me.
Oh, was it?
I had some technical difficulties.
Oh, there's an echo too.
Oh no, there's an echo.
Oh, I don't hear it.
I hear it. I hear myself.
Everyone but me can hear it. Duh. Sorry, I don't know what to do.
I told you he was vibing on the tunes.
Sorry, Vaughn. Jeez. That's weird. I don't hear an echo. Matt Fowler says Vaughn, he made an appearance. Well, I'll get on with Vaughn. If not soon, that than tonight, maybe with Eric when I'm streaming. So sorry, Vaughn. Goodness. Here, we're gonna try one more time. Is there an echo?
Hey, how we doing?
Sounds good to me.
There's an echo.
There's an echo? Really?
Yeah.
How come I can't hear it?
That's a good thing. Your show. You don't want your show to.
Hold on. Is it because I'm sharing audio? Let me stop sharing. Did that change
Hello.
anything?
Ah.
That
Yeah.
was it.
It
really.
worked.
That was it. Yeah.
Whoa, hated hearing my own voice. I'm just kidding. I'm sultry. It's great.
There-
What up, Vaughn?
How you guys doing? It's good to see you.
Good to
I
see you
love
too.
the lovely couple. I love it. How you guys been doing?
Great, man.
5 by 5.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Cheers. And Clint, congrats on an amazing launch.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun.
Long live Lord Dracula.
Yeah, it's been a fun launch day so far. I'm really happy about not being at work right now too. I should be. It feels good. Boomer moment, typical boomer moment. I didn't know you share audio and it does that. That's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I've never experienced that before. That's a new one.
That's different.
Maybe it's just mad at you because you're like doing so well at Indiegogo. They're like, oh.
Back with you. Let me put something in your side. Ah.
that's it's YouTube. We'll blame well, it's StreamYards, I guess, but we'll blame whoever it takes.
Whoever we feel like.
Yeah. Dracula, just refreshed this. We're at 121 backers.
Nice.
A few hours into this, 6,816. We're getting close. We're 1,200-ish away from hitting our goal of $8,000. Thank you to everybody that has backed the campaign. Absolutely could not be doing this without your support. So I do appreciate you. And yeah, let's keep pushing this campaign. Thank you very much.
That's perfect. If I can ask, like, what was if you may or may not, but what was the reasoning did you go higher this time for your funding from the last couple of books? Or did you just say, hey, here's a number, I think it's good, for me and my team, or for me?
I think I usually have done 8,000. I'm gonna check and confirm that, but I do. It's been sort of a tradition for me. I think from my first campaign, what was my goal? I don't know. It doesn't have my first campaign. I'm pretty sure it was 8,000, and I kind of just have stuck with that. If it hasn't been all my campaigns, it's been most of them.
Nice.
So at this point, it's sort of arbitrary because I have to I absolutely have to crush the 8,000 in total. But yeah, right now it's just been sort of, I don't know, it's just been tradition, I guess. So
very nice.
It's random.
That's something to aim high for.
What about the 40 days? Is that a callback to anything?
No, so I did a 40-day campaign on my last campaign. I've done the 30-day campaign. I've done the first 30 refresh, second 30, and I don't know. It just seemed like 40 days was a pretty good medium, and then it goes in demand, so it's still open. So
less roller coaster to worry about.
Yeah,
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
40 days, 40 nights, you're done.
That's right.
Let it rain blood on Dracula and money. Cheers.
Yeah, it just seemed like it would work okay, but
Nice.
I don't know. Try to make this campaign super simple, and I think I achieved super simple. It works. There's still add-ons which are fantastic, but
Yeah. Is that Eric Canetti artwork right there?
That is Eric Canetti. Yeah, let me show, since we got some new people in here too. I'm gonna just post the link real quick. That is for the campaign. I've got a Kelsey Shannon cover right here.
Nice.
The cover is really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gorgeous.
Turned out amazing. It's sort of his what do you call it? It's his American Psycho cover gone Dracula. So that was the vibe he was going for, which he did amazing. This is Eric Canetti's cover. Also fantastic. This really works with the vibe of the book really well. They both do, but I don't know. It has like the period clothing and everything, even though it's not a period piece. When you go into Dracula's mansion, it kind of feels like it is.
Oh wait, is that an eye up there? I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh, look monster.
No, yeah.
I
It's a
say
bat
it's
monster.
a bat. It's a bat.
Is it a bat or a demon?
It
That
is
looks like a
bat.
demon.
It's a
Yeah, bats.
Check out the vampire bat nose on it,
Yeah.
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 pointing up. That's cool.
I'm
Big
a
old
horror
piggy nose.
aficionado, so I know
They-
my Draculas. That's
That
why.
nose is so they can get the blood in, right? Like,
Right.
like
Is
guides it or something. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't know.
guessing. Here. I
No,
thought someone
they're
might
just stuck up. That's how.
know. They're just stuck. Like they're better than other bats.
That's right.
They're always looking down the end of their nose at people.
I like how Canetti captured the horror, but also you feel invited in. Like you feel
Mhm.
like they're like, "Come party with us. We dare you." You know, it's great.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's totally the vibe. It's he seduces people to come to him, and at the same time he's a predator, you know? So it's like you want to come into his mansion and party with him and his ladies, even though their faces are covered in
Were
blood.
you giving me a plug for my show? Come get some. Is that what
Yeah.
you were doing? Thanks, Clint. That was very apropos. I appreciate that.
It's so perfect. Too fitting.
That is a good point, Clint. Like, if you partied with Dracula today, like you would totally, especially today, people would be like, "Hell yeah, I partied with Dracula." You know, everyone's too cool. But like, you are partying in the danger zone. That's part of the thrill for some people, but it's also, you know, your doom. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think that was a fun concept to play with. It's not sparkly vampires. It is predator. You know, like he's coming for
Shudder
you.
to
But
remember.
yeah,
Those
That's
sparkly
what I like. Glitter
vampires.
vampires.
Well, the original Dracula was just a cruel, evil MFer, man.
Yeah.
That's how he rolled. That's what made him
Yeah.
great.
If you noticed on NBC had a Dracula series on that was really nice with Jonathan Rhys Meyers, and I thought that embodied the actual original story because, like, you know, Dracula smelled. You know, he was kind of a short dude, and you know, he had this air about him, and they really took it from that. He wasn't always so dark, tall, and handsome, you know, but that came over along the years.
So if I smell,
Right.
am I cool like Dracula?
You're not as cool. Not as cool.
you gotta suck blood. That'll
To
get
the
you.
showers you go.
You know, does the Red Cross do like blood balls where they all dress up like vampires and we show up to give blood and like they're all hot wearing I'd give blood to that, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like
should.
Underworld or something, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's like Blade. You know, where they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
the
at the dance club, yeah.
dance club.
That was brilliant.
Go.
Yeah. You think you're at a foam party, but you know, you go home covered in type A blood.
it got dark. It got dark. Yeah. I got a show too. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but part of the reason I think Donald was so perfect for this book, we wanted to do it black and white, but part of that was inspiration from this imagery, which
Cool.
is, I don't know, they call this a wood block.
Yep.
I don't know.
Woodcut.
Woodcut.
Yeah.
That's the art. Yeah, it's terrifying because it's cartoony, but it's horrifying. Like the things that it's depicting.
Claude the Impaler.
Yeah, so I'm like, I want to go back to that kind of the feeling that I get from this. So yeah, so that was a little bit of the inspiration, and Donald DeLay, he did such a good job. I'm really, really happy with this story. So
That's awesome.
yeah, let's look back at skits again. I don't know like where we're at. You're not on day one, so the refreshing would be faster, but I'll refresh it here again and we'll see what's going
Yeah,
on.
we're like on
Here you go.
2. What is this,
Oh,
Yeah,
day
we're
2?
day 2.
Day 2.
Yeah.
Day 2.
Launched
Yep.
yesterday, so day 2.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. The book's finished, 100 pages. You get a lot of content there, and it builds upon the same world, but this is origin story kind of level stuff. So
And if we get to, I'd make that announcement. If we get to 50 backers, so we're only 6 away, that I will put our first stretch goal today. I will go right ahead. So we just need 6 more. And we got it. First stretch goal.
very cool. Yeah, check it out. Back at it's all 8. This one's all ages as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah. So yeah, my son read the other one. He enjoyed it. It was weird, and I just realized he's whizzing on this horse.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's
Yeah.
just like,
It works.
Yeah.
it's only one page. We can let that
You
slide
don't
for the
see
one
any-
page.
Talk about a
No, you-
splash page.
No, it's all good. I mean, that is sort of all ages, though. I mean, that's the edgy
Oh, yeah.
humor.
Yeah,
That's-
it's like fart jokes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's yeah, that's exactly what we like to see.
And
It
in
makes
that
it fun.
paneling, like from our video, like you saw the opening was the actual like TV station. So goes right into that first panel that you see where Skits is working at the TV station, you know, from
Yeah, that's
the graveyard shift.
yeah, that was the story that I told, you know, a little bit earlier. It's like I was working at the TV station and all that. And, that's actually at the beginning of the story, you know, working at the TV station.
Oh, look at this
Cool.
great visual transition with the hand in the sleeve, which a lot of us will like catch ourselves, or maybe not even know we're doing it, and it's like it's kind of a comfort thing. And then like next panel, boom, he's in it's a straight jacket.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no comfort here. That's cool. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
Little
really cool
things
'cause
like
it's just a
that.
hoodie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun. You know,
And it's a
little
good
things.
visual to shift into the other world again from, because it's a match cut.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, since we have Vaughn here too, I want to talk a little bit about writing and storytelling.
Awesome.
If that's cool. So we were talking about dreams a
Always.
little bit and getting ideas for stories, developing story ideas. So I kind of want to go past that, like the next level. You have an idea for a story and you need to develop it and start putting pen to paper and making commitments and stuff. How do you organize your idea? What's your process of going from the loose idea to scripting it out, planning out the pages? Do you have a process you go by? I'll start with you, Vaughn.
Yeah. There's the initial jam session where it's all about not worrying about structure and everything. It's all about the fun ideas. But once I want to and so what I have is like a file of all the ideas, and it could be anything. And so my next step is taking all of those pieces and figuring out like who my characters are and what the story really is with this. I might already have a pretty good idea of where the story is going to go, but after I've done all my ideas, they're like pieces to build from. So I structure out a rigorous 3-act structure usually on my work. I tried recently not using a structure and just rolling with it to jam out like you would, you know, if you're just making music, and that was awesome. But normally it's like bullet point structure of all the things, like any from like what happens, you know. And I try to like make this primetime storytelling time, even though it's only bullet points. So I'll even put ideas for lines. I'll put ideas for visual metaphor stuff. I'll put, you know, you get almost a living story from just reading one of my outlines. You know what I mean? Because the energy there and how good that outline is, I almost consider that my first draft these days. Because I put so much into that, because my whole process is setting myself up for fun. So it's an easy, fun thing to sit down and write. For a lot of people, what did Hemingway say? Writing's easy. All you have to do is sit at a typewriter and bleed.
Yeah.
Like he's right. Like it can be rigorous for anybody. So I'm all setting myself up for fun with this awesome outline that makes me excited to get into the script, tells the story in a cool way. But I can still, while I'm doing the script, that's the next part of the process. I will, I'll change things and edit things because we're always redrafting and bettering as we go. We're polishing. So that's how I kick into, writing mode.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that makes sense. There's I feel you on the process of like the loose fun stuff, but then there's also the structure. And I always view that as like there's benefits to get, so you have to get the benefit from each. Like you can't just ignore one wholly. I've done that. And it's been one or the other. I've done that, but it's like you gotta, it's really interesting. I think that process when you're building that story up. But and again,
I tried to write.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it might vary from story to story as well, depending on what you're doing.
Exactly. Different approaches for different stories are totally valid. Like it's understandable. I tried to write a 20-pager without a structure and just all my cool loose ideas and just tried to feel my way through the midpoint and it ended up being a 40-pager.
Yeah, that can be the trouble there.
That's a ton.
Yeah. So what about you, Michael, when it comes to writing?
Well, initially with the skit stuff, like I said, that they were dreams. I just wrote them down, but you still got to put structure to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But lately, because I've been going into different areas with skits and some other stuff, I've been writing some original things. And I can only really write in like 20, 30-minute periods, Like I get up at 6 and I usually get over here to the studio about 6:30 in the morning. And I use that 6:30 to 7 is like my time to write a little bit. And usually it's just everything, like I'll write down some bullet points. I'll write down a mess. Like I'll write down individual lines that pop into my head. It's just a little bit of everything. And then I just stop, like I get to a point where, like there's nothing else, you can only get like a little bit out of you. And then I'll go back and look at it, maybe read it at lunchtime or the end of the day. And then you just do it again. And eventually you just come up with a bunch of stuff and you can kind of splice it all together and you look for, actually that's the part that I really like, where you take the different ideas that you've thrown down and then you figure out how to put them together,
Like a puzzle piece.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But then also I've been looking at some other things like the different types of how to structure a story, like who's the story about, what's the problem that they have, how do they try to combat that problem, how does it fail, how does it not work, how does it end, those types of questions, and make sure that the story actually makes sense when you're going through the whole thing.
For me, I do, because I do script writing for the production company and for movies and things. It's harder than you think. You've got one good film under your belt, or you've got one good short under your belt, and you're like, oh, I can do this all the time. But it like you said, it varies, especially if you got this action or if you got like a comedy, which you shouldn't do unless you're really good at it. And we're having our first take on our first horror comic, and it's kind of hard because we've got all these ideas. We walk around, like in the studio, we walk around with like our notes from our iPhones, and like every time there's a storyline that we just write it down, or we actually write from the title. So we could come up with like several different titles and then go from there. So if the title is about toilet paper, it's like, well, what can we do with toilet paper? Can you throw it? Can you use it? Can you burn it? Can you, so those things will come up with a little bit more structure, so you can just pinpoint, okay, we're now going to talk about this and it's going to happen with this. And then let's write a little bit about that. So it's been a wild ride, but a lot of scripts out there, or a lot of script writing, is pretty much the same. As long as you've got those ideas in your head to put them together. So.
Do you write on the computer? You write on the computer, don't you?
I write more on the computer or notes and journals. I do that in some journals, but lately it's because I feel like your phone is with you all the time, that if I'm grocery shopping, I can be like, oh my God, there's a cereal of Lucky Charms. I can just write this down because I don't want to lose it.
I can't do that. I write everything on paper. I can't actually, she typed up the first comic for me because I can't do that. I got to do everything on paper.
Editor-in-chief.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
I just use Microsoft Word, and there's just because I started writing a screenplay once, and I used one of those screenplay writers, but I don't know why. It's just comfortable, so I just use Microsoft Word.
Did you use Celtics?
Yes.
Celtics is, I use that. Well, we do for the production a lot, and that seems to be our bread and butter for our short film, because even our 14-page, like 6-minute short that we did, it's a lot, but there's a structure. You get to learn, and then you get to like go back and edit and send out I send out to like my cinematographer, I send out to the rest of my team, and they're like, yep, I can see the structure. I, have the, opening shot or Michael Bay wide shot or, whatever. It's
spin
the
shot.
spin shots for Michael Bay. But yeah, it's worked for us. So I do recommend it. So
Yeah.
Very cool.
But you guys are all doing horror. The script I wrote recently was horror. So if you guys want to get into horror script writing too, I'm more than excited to talk about it.
Yeah,
excellent.
let's pull up your campaign too.
The terror. I was thinking recently about how my campaign in the trenches. It's in the trenches, you guys. I was thinking about how all my titles are really evil sounding. Like if you were to look at my resume, they'd be like Monster MD, Terror in the Trenches, X Devils, Rockaside.
Well, you've got those evil eyes in the comic.
When you look at it, though, it looks very like friendly.
Tim Bruce, yeah,
the art style's very friendly and appealing.
Yeah, I know. Right. That's exactly me, right there. That's me. People see me and through my life and thought, "Whoa, who's this? What's his problem?" And then when they meet me, they're like, "He's actually pretty friendly."
What's his problem? Do you have 99 problems, Vaughn? Do you have 99?
Who doesn't these days, man? I've lost count of mine. Mine are all lined up around the block waiting to kick my ass. Guys, this is Terror in the Trenches. Thanks for bringing it up. This is me applying horror to classic Golden Age superhero Black Terror so that we could really make him something scary and he could live up to his name finally. He inhales this terror gas he makes. He is a pharmacist and scientist by trade who has invented this gas that gives him super durability, speed, and strength, classic superhero stuff. But it also makes him, like when you're close enough to him, you will see him as what you fear most. It's like the Scarecrow. He creeps out even the other heroes, but he fights in World War II and did some things he's not too proud of, things that made him kind of lose the will to be a hero or at least be able to see himself as a good guy anymore. And so he starts a new life, marries, and is a pharmacist for a New York neighborhood, Strivers Row, with his wife, Annie. And she is now dead, and he's running the place by himself these days and talking to one of his old war vet friends. As you can see here, it's 30 years later. His war vet friend is a little older, but Terror looks pretty spry still. That terror gas usage over the years kind of kept him, a little bit youthful, a little bit strong. And so in walks someone he doesn't know, but who definitely knows him. And all hell breaks loose from there on out. The plot is Black Terror's whole neighborhood is leveled, just a crater of ash and corpses by these creepy ex-Nazis from his past that have turned into something way more scary than the Nazis ever were. He has to gas up and marches out into the ruins of his own neighborhood and runs to the trenches of what were his streets to take on the evil and bring down the these bad guys that, as you find out in the story, in a lot of ways they're kind of the karma, the mistakes he's made come back to haunt him, and he has to deal with that. And you start to find out about him as a character. So while I have like the most simple story, like that I just liked, like a great setting, right? Just concrete rubble and people and super people beating the hell out of each other. The internal of this is like, it's just a lot of layers, a lot of humanity, a lot of struggle, a lot of cool darkness to this hero that I think people are going to love. And then here we have the gun witch, Lady Satan, moving in. She's acrobatic, kind of a Bayonetta inspired-esque. I've always wanted to do a gun witch character. Lady Satan is a golden ager too, like Black Terror, free to use. And I was, they've done her with mystic power. They did her with guns and knives. I was like, let's combine them. Let's turn her into kind of a gun flailing witch ninja.
That's awesome.
She's killing it. Literally, she's blowing people's faces off. And I'm proud of her because she's fun, she's sexy, she's vivacious, she's, and she goes well with Terror. They work, so that's been kind of one of the joys of making this book for me. I didn't make it with the plan to necessarily do a campaign right away. I just made it for the joy and the love of this character that I think deserves better than like what you see on the shelves. But getting to do the cast around him with Lady Satan and now we're at the cast, good timing, and all these other great villains. I mean, this is what I live for. This is where my joy comes. I love character design. I love getting to work with Monica from Monster MD, who's our artist for this, who did these great designs with me. It's just been, it's why I do this. And so, yeah, when I knew I had this cast, I thought, okay, we could do this book and make it successful. And so far, I think we did it. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about
did.
this.
Absolutely, yeah.
It looks great.
I think when Clint was scrolling up, my favorite, was just scrolling up, is him in that chair with like there's always a Hydra, there's already a Cthulhu, there's always something with the octopus on someone's face.
Right there.
Yeah, that's a great shot. I love that. I love
well
that.
done. That is iconic. Yeah, for sure. I knew we had to have that. Like the Terra gas is more than just like, oh, it makes me super. Like this stuff is toxic to other people. If you inhale it, you'll just probably drop dead. It can give only certain weird, rare people powers, and we don't know why. But I mean, this stuff is poison, man. He kind of poisons himself to take down crime in a way, And so I wanted it always looming over him and always being kind of a character itself and creeping around in this book.
He's
really
a
cool.
creeper.
Yeah, tis
Awesome.
a creepy.
I'm excited for this book. Monster MD was a really fun read.
Thanks.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. Even
Yeah,
like down to the backup stories too. They were just so fun to read. Which
Thanks, man.
sometimes it's like you are tempted to skip backup stories, but I wanted to. It was great. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
great
looking forward to
stuff.
this.
Oh man, yeah.
The other thing too, I remember you sent me a script for this. It was like a version of the script. The beginning, it wasn't the whole thing, but I remember this scene in the script, and it's just cool now that to just see it drawn out, and I'm sure it's changed a little bit since once I read it, but in essence, like I know what's about to happen. So yeah,
I was so happy when you told me you liked it too. I remember that made my day. I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing.
When Clint gives you an approval, it is a good day. So we appreciate that, Clint. We really
definitely.
do.
No, yeah, it was a fun story. I'm glad that you did it. It's hard to know, and that we talked about that a little bit earlier too. Like, how do you know what the next book is going to be? Because it's a big commitment. Like once you decide, okay, this is the next book, I'm going to start putting money into, start putting all my time into. And so, yeah, it was just like, I don't know what you're going to do. Monster MD knocked it out of the park. So I could see you wanting to do a second one.
I did.
Or, something in that vein. But I'm glad you did Terra in the Trenches.
Oh, thanks, man. I made the advertisement for Monster MD2 to announce it and everything. And I was like putting it in a tweet and I was like, I don't know. So I was like I was going between Terror and Monster MD2 for a while.
Yeah.
And Terror, I think it was once we got those character designs done. I knew once we got them done, I was going to be able to see if we should do Terror or not, and like show the public and see the response type thing. So yeah, it was the right move, I think.
Yeah. Here you are, 1,100 backers later, which is fantastic.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Dude,
I'm so happy, guys. This means a lot because I was so stressed. I had lost my job at the beginning of the year, right when Biden got in office, and like everything I felt like all the politics had built up in my office. They were kind of like, get out of here. And I was like, all right, so I'm going to do this on my own now. And this shows I can't. So I'm just really proud of it. And the team, everybody's doing great. So, and Eric and I are going to start lettering soon. So I can't wait to see how that turns out.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think this will be a great book.
And what are you fulfilling for this one?
I don't know. I know we're almost done or we're finishing up the last inks and then color as soon as we finish. I mean, I want to get this printed and out the door as soon as I can. So I guess a couple months from now, I'm thinking my colorist will be finishing up hopefully. And I know Eric will be on it. So
he's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. We used him for Skips to Some Book 1.
Yeah, he's turned it around like a couple days.
It was great, dude. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, I love it. I'm excited for it. Everybody check out Terror in the Trenches. If you haven't backed it already, you got to jump in. Clint Stoker's Dracula live today. It's been up for a few hours here. We're getting really close to hitting that $8,000 goal. which has been my tradition for the $8,000 goal. So if you haven't backed it yet, do so. What you're going to want is this Kelsey Shannon cover is going to be a foil trading card that you can get, and it's only for people that back within the first 24 hours. So yeah, it's a good time to be back in it. And yeah, I'm super excited about this story. Black and white interior. It's a hardcover book.
Nice.
The story was so fun because I just leaned into how do I make a horror that makes you feel unsettled, builds tension as we go. And it's not a retelling of Dracula. It's a totally fresh take on it. It's more of an ode to Dracula. I'm not trying to replace that amazing book. It's just an ode to it. But it's been really, really fun to find some cool angles. Again, Donald DeLay crushed the artwork, and it gives you that very stylized, cartoony feel that, I keep looking back at this Vlad the Impaler, like not the same art style, but the same vibe. I feel it in that it's black and white.
Oh, wow.
Lines, blacks, and it makes you I don't know, there's something unsettling about it being so stylized and cartoony, and the dread is coming. So I'm really looking forward to people get this book. Oh, you froze.
We froze up. How do you think you achieved that effect? I mean, other than Donald's great stylings, I mean, when it comes to building the tension and the horror over time and visually, like, how did it all come together for you?
I did a lot of research on horrors, and I made a list of things that worked in movies or books that I've read. And I looked at a lot of movies actually, because I wanted to see what directors said and like little choices that they made to build tension. I thought that was really helpful to me. So I added a few things. I don't want to like spoil too much, but there are bugs throughout the story. As you can kind of see here on this page, there's a bug, and there's some symbolism behind there. I really leaned into a lot of just symbolism, and part of it is that the story itself is relatively simple and straightforward. It's a pretty simple story, but that allowed me to spend some time on building tension. And another thing is just this vulnerability of you get one example here, but there's lots of photo taking in slightly awkward moments, and it comes up frequently. So there are a few of those instances that I played with, and yeah, it was fun to put stuff like that together. Something's off, but it's hard to figure out what it is. I mean, we know it's Dracula, but the characters don't know, and so
so we kind of enjoy the ride, really. Seeing what's going to happen. So, like, what directors did you check out?
So I mean, a big one, like I looked at the making of The Thing, which this is not a body horror or anything like that, but it was still just the choices. So that's John Carpenter, right? Yeah, so I watched some stuff from him. Sorry, what's that?
Oh, it got a little.
You were like John Carpenter, right?
Yeah, I have to make sure, but yeah, John Carpenter.
You guys are okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
He's awesome. He's in a lot of people's top directors these days. Like, he ages like wine. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's been doing some comic books too. Actually, he's like working on he started a little comic publishing company, which is interesting, or he's helping on it or something. Yeah, picked up one of his books. Looks beautiful. Thank you so much, Shane. I'm glad to see you here in the chat. Yeah, so this was fun. This was very experimental for me too. Just horror and just trying, it doesn't have to have a happy ending. It can have any ending you want, and that's kind of free.
Fun.
Just no sparkles.
There are no sparkles. No, just none of that. So yeah, check it out if you haven't backed it yet. This is a relatively simple campaign, but you can actually catch up on everything that I've got in print right now through the add-ons. So you can pick up Dracula, also catch up on Downcast if you're just looking to collect Downcast and you want to get signed copies of issues 1 through 4. I have all of those in stock. I can sign those for you, and we'll add them right in your package, so you'll get those books as well. So yeah,
Sweet.
Nice.
looking
Yeah,
forward
in
to
comics,
getting this
it's. I mean, I would assume for you guys too. It's the page turn is so important for horror. You know, I mean, it's important in comics in general, but I mean, in horror, it's like I'm thinking about that page turn a lot more, even.
Yeah. The interesting challenge is you can't do music in comics. So you got to find another way to build tension. And there's a lot of ways to do.
Who says?
Sorry. Oh no,
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that.
Say that one more time.
Oh no. I said, who says you can't do music in comics?
Who says you can't? How would you do music in comics? I guess you could do a soundtrack aside it, right?
You could. I've written fight scenes to songs, to like metal songs and stuff, to like see how that plays out.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, but you're not going to hear the music. You can do your music notes and do lyrics. I've done that. You can do that, but you still, I know what you're saying. You're talking about that when you're in a theater, the swell of strings that you don't even like necessarily contemplate. You just feel it, and it helps build tension.
Yeah.
And they use that a lot in horror films. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big part of horror films. So in comics, and then you also have the element of surprise. We have the page turn, which is very effective, but using that to the highest level you can. I mean, that's I had just so much fun with the page turns. With okay, what other elements can I add that add tension subconsciously, like music would do, or sound effects, but without with it being more subtle. Yeah, with visuals.
So the bugs help. Yeah. So there's a little bug creeping around.
Yeah.
What else did you use?
So one was the pictures. One was so they're more like story elements, in that you think what I tried to do is make you think a page turn was important, and then it's not important. Or you know what I mean? Like it's like,
so you're just jarring the reader.
Is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? You know, that kind of stuff. And sometimes it is it. And there's some that, you know, there's I didn't put the decapitation on my page here because I don't want to get banned or kicked off.
Get flagged.
Yeah, I get flagged, but there's a headless body in here. There, you know. So, and then there's also like what the questions too, which is another theme in horror writing that I saw a lot, is that you don't want to answer questions right away, and sometimes you just want to be asking questions or have the reader thinking up questions, because that's unsettling to not know what this is about or what that's about. And so you kind of sort of just pile up. They're little questions, you know, maybe some big ones too, but I don't know. It was really fun. It was for me, total experimental and big departure from what I typically do.
Nice. That's cool. It sounds like you definitely grew as a writer and started learning more about tension and all that good stuff. It's hard. Sometimes even the best writers will forget the need for that tension to keep it interesting. And I can't believe how much I see it on TV these days too. I'm like, where's the interest? Where's the, but this sounds like a really long experiment, and you playing with our expectations too, because it's Dracula. But yet you know how to fool us, or at least it sounds like you do. So I'm looking forward, man. This sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do the same. I don't know. It's like I can't just retell Dracula because everyone has seen it. They want to do it, their own way, which is cool. And I hope many people do Dracula. Fantastic stories out there, but it's just my take, paying homage to my great cousin, and it was a ton of fun. I see the private chat from Skits. I know you guys are having internet problems, but we've had you on for an hour, a little over an hour. So if you have to go, I totally get it, but I appreciate both of you coming on. Skits Origin Book 0, the book's done. Put the link here one more time. It's in the link in the description below if you're catching this live stream later. And you can pick it up. Now, once they get the money, they're going to print. Basically, once the campaign's over. So,
See you
bye.
guys.
Feel
Oh,
bad. Their internet
yeah,
was
it
a
happens.
problem. But
Dang, yeah. Oh man, this book looks cool as hell too. His art's better now. It's like he's growing all the time.
yeah, it's
Or maybe this is. Or then again, he
super
creates
interesting.
differently. This might be something he already had. You know, he's really interesting like that. He's a really. They're both awesome artists, great people. So cool to see this successful already.
Yeah, I saw too that she was in a music video, like a Beyonce music video. She posted it on Twitter once. I was like, what? So she's got some
Chilling with
interesting
Beyonce.
connections. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I got a retweet from her. See how much money you make.
Yeah. Zevia says one of us should do a read along comic someday with music.
You know, when I was little, one of my favorite comics was this Conan book that came with a vinyl record and had like full music and monster effects and voice acting saying the lines from the book.
Oh,
That was awesome.
that is cool.
Yeah, so it was like a, you know, read along ish, but I mean nobody was telling you to read along. You just heard a dramatic, you know, almost like a radio reenactment of this intense Conan comic with monsters and stuff, and I thought it was badass. I wonder where that vinyl went.
Yeah. I remember I had one that would read along. I try to remember. It was like a Winnie the Pooh book or something. Not Winnie the Pooh, but something in that vein. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, we had one too. I know Eric's been talking about doing a soundtrack that goes along with a book.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
If people are into it, they'd buy it too. So we'll see how that works. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
My recent horror script, the 40-pager I mentioned, it's about one of those shock rocker badasses that's like way too popular and controversial who tries to kill himself on stage, and then he quits and marries, you know, his long love and groupie and gets her pregnant and moves away from the world, but he starts getting haunted by his evil stage persona, like with the makeup and the hair and the like if Marilyn Manson was getting haunted by, you know, the monster version of himself, you know. But like it came out great. It's really messed up, you know. When I haven't done horror in a while, and it felt so good to do some horror and make it like just unbridled, as messed up as I can make it.
Yeah,
you know, like oh, see you skids, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, see you guys.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like I wanted to see when I create, and I think all of us, a lot of us do this, you know, it's an opportunity for me to like explore things or like even learn things about myself or research cool things and learn things about the world and be less ignorant. You know, I love all those aspects of creativity and writing. So like, I was like, for this, I'm going to explore the darkest side of like rock and roll and, you know, the debauchery and the drugs and the sex and the violence that I can't. It's all wrapped up to be an awesome horror story. You just, you know, have to do it right. So yeah, he's trying to live the normal life and being haunted by this evil stage persona that's like, come on, let's go blow off some steam. Let's go out. Let's be ourselves. Let's be you. You know? Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty messed up.
That's I mean, that's what I like about horror is there are different expectations for what you're gonna get in a horror versus other storytelling. And I still love, you know, like I'm probably not going to do a lot of horror books in all honesty. And I like it. It's fun to play with. And I think I learned some good skills doing it too, you know, that'll be helpful just for all writing. Yeah. But it's I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I have this weird feeling like you're going to come back. I feel like saying you'll be back. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll see. I mean, you've got other other stuff to do, I'm sure. But it sounds like you did a lot of cool stuff with this book. You got me really excited. And
yeah. I mean, there's a ton you could do with Dracula, and I don't know. But the more I think about it too, I was thinking about those old you know, horror books like the classics, and like Frankenstein would be cool. There's the Invisible Man would be cool.
I love the Invisible Man.
Lots of stuff. Yeah, you could do a lot of playing with. It'd be fun. So
and you know, historically, when America or any country goes through dark times, like horror movies are on the menu. Like, so horror comics probably are no different. So horror stories, baby, like they're coming out of us. They're coming out of us during the dark times. So it's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Cool. Well, Vaughn, I'm really glad that you came and hung out. Sorry, there was some technical difficulties and probably some boomerisms on my part.
Yeah,
but it's always good talking to you.
You too, man. Thanks for having me, man. I'm proud of you. Well done on another campaign. Let's get you to 8K tonight.
Yeah, I think it's totally doable. We'll work on it. I'm gonna take a little break from streaming.
Cool.
I'll be on with Dojo Kun Comics tonight, and probably Eric after that. Sounds like. Well, touch base with him. Yeah, and so it should be fun. So I'll be around. I've got some videos planned too. So I'll be posting. I've got a new video that'll be coming out tomorrow of some silliness. We'll see how that goes over. Either way, it's all about Dracula. So if you haven't backed it yet, check it out. I appreciate every single one of you for sharing it, backing it, just general support for the book. Could not make comics without every one of you backers. So thank you so much. And I think we'll close it off. See you, Vaughn.
Hell yeah. See you guys.
Bye.